So, hosting proposal. That's a proposal I wrote. So let's look at that. And I will actually, I think, screen share for this so that we have it in front of us, all of us. So, as you all know, during every conference, we have several Zoom rooms going at the same time. So there's several tracks. And each of those Zoom rooms always need to host. That's how we've been doing it anyway, but it wasn't really thoroughly written up, and that's what this proposal is doing. So I'm really only trying to write up what we've been doing anyway to have more clarity. Also because then I have something that I can give people when I ask them whether they want to be the host for a Zoom room. So let me read it real quick. So each Zoom room will have a host at a time to make sure the conference goes smoothly, both for the presenter and the participants. The hosts are SOFA members picked by the operational leader 4 weeks before the conference. Hosting a Zoom room is a volunteer position, as in it's not paid. The role description is, so the qualifications would be good knowledge of sociocracy, facilitation, and Zoom. The good knowledge of sociocracy because they need to facilitate the Q&A, and it would be embarrassing if somebody didn't know Sociocratic stuff. And then task would be the recording, facilitation of Q&A session, and tech support. So I spelled that out a little bit more, how to host. So basically this is the workflow that I wrote down. So when I start on time, make sure the recording is running, welcome the speaker and support screen share, etc., whatever they need. Typically, people write their questions in the chat, so the host would have to monitor the chat during the presentation. Also because often the speaker is screen sharing, so they wouldn't see the chat at the same time. That's always an issue. So they can't respond to the chat because they typically don't see it unless they're very Zoom savvy. So then the other one is making sure all the other participants are muted. When people join the Zoom room late, sometimes they're not muted, and that can be a little annoying. Then after the presentation, facilitate the Q&A, as I already said, and also ending on time, thanking the speaker and the audience, and remind of the schedule, specifically just, this is what's next, look, here's the schedule, and so on. So I would like to do this for a year, basically try it out for this conference, and then evaluate for next time, or the time after. Let's see, any questions, clarifying questions? So hold on, let me stop sharing so I can see you, and let's use a new order. So let's start with Parveen, and then Wendy. Hold on. Oh. If you don't, you can just, I
have a question.
Yes.
So,
hold on. So what order did I say? Okay, Parveen, did you already indicate that you didn't want? No.
No,
okay.
I don't have any questions now.
Sorry, I did say order, I think. So let's do, otherwise I'm going to get confused. So Wendy?
I don't have anything additional. I think it's a great idea to give a little job description for, what people are doing. I think that's good. That will be helpful.
Okay. Let's do 2 questions here real quick. So Andreas and then Brandon.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, just a question: is this something that is going to be presented to every speaker when they start this, or how is this going to be run?
That's a good point. So for now, that's not what I thought, but it does bring up for me that it would be smart to have a counterpart for the speaker, so they understand what kind of help they're getting. So for now, I guess we could be giving it to them, but okay, yes. So let's see, what do I do with that? I guess that doesn't change anything about this proposal, but yes, it's a good reminder that it could be shared more widely. Anything else on that? Okay, Brandon?
Nothing comes to mind yet.
Okay. Any other, well, reactions, same, and sorry for the typo here. Same order again, just that I'm going to put myself, I think, at the end. So Parveen.
I think it's a good idea to have a clear description, Ted, and to also have a person do it. Were you doing, yeah, I suppose you were doing most of it, and having someone else volunteer would help. Yeah, check.
I like that addition that that Andre said about the speaker knowing that, but it's what the job description is, so that they have an idea. So it's a two-way street. But nothing more to add. Check.
Andreas, then Brandon.
No, I think we can move it. Looks good. Good proposal.
Brandon, myself.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's a good proposal. Gives me a lot more appreciation into the process. Check.
And then myself, now I want to, I guess my reaction is right now, please to put on the backlog, dear secretary, that will write the whole thing for the speaker and make sure that they're somehow, that they're coherent, like, what's the word? Yeah, so they are complementary. All right, consent round, same order then. Parveen, well, we could maybe just do thumbs consent because this might be easy. Anything else that needs, there we have something, Andrea, an objection.
Yeah, thank you. I was just thinking about the, let's see, make sure all participants are muted. So that might be a bit of a hassle if somebody wants to speak and getting it to run smoothly. If somebody just cannot find their voice. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So you're saying, hold on, let me just make sure I understand. So you're saying, so it says here, make sure all other participants, except for the speaker, are muted. And you're saying, oh, no, if a participant wants to speak, then if we keep them muted, they can speak. All right. Anything on that thing, or shall we just ask Andreas to, I think I'll just ask Andreas to, do you have an amendment for us that would make that work?
Yeah. Well, you can use hand signals, or how would we want to move it? Unless they want to speak, something like that. But how do we keep them speaking if they want to speak? No, I'm open for ideas. Raise your hands, make signals.
So you're saying if people want, okay, let's do a round. So let's do Brandon, Wendy. I'm doing a lot of, yeah, I'm always putting the order in the chat because it makes it easier for me. And back to Andrea. So Brandon, Wendy.
Yeah, I like the idea of hand signals. I would add, maybe also using the chat as a way for people to source ideas.
Wendy, Parveen.
Is there, I know I've used conference chats before. Is there a way where there's like a raise hand button on Zoom or something that might be like, hey, I mean, this is fine too, but if everybody's moving as a facilitator, it might be hard to, oh, who, but whereas you raise your hand, it might go in order. I don't know if there's a technology way of doing it.
Parveen and myself.
Yeah, I think the chat is the best option, only because there's so many people. I noticed that in this year's conference, it's really hard to keep all the faces on the screen. I think using the chat might help. Yeah, right now that's what seems most practical. Check.
Yeah, there is a hand signal, and I know Brandon found it. Yes, there is a hand signal. I'm wondering what's easier for people, but I think we could train them on the hand signal. Why not use the hand signal? So I guess I would probably suggest using the hand signal, and then we would have to tell people what that is. So that goes into the job description, actually, of showing people the hand signal. Check for me, Andreas.
Yeah, Sounds good.
So let's just try that. So we would say, make sure all other participants are muted unless they want to speak. That's, I think, what you said, want to speak. And then I'm going to write in parentheses hand signal. And at the beginning of the proposal, make sure recording is running and welcome speaker, hold on. Make sure recording is running, remind of hand signal or something like that. And that way people know that they have to show them if people don't know where it is, so they can be heard if they want to. All right. With these amendments that you see here in the document, do we have consent now? You can just show me with hand signals. There we go. All right, let's try that out.